Hello, welcome to Hobby Hangout. Apologies for the wait. We have some technical difficulties on the website. If you are watching on the Beast of War website, come across to either YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook, and you can put in your comments if you wish, because on the website it's not currently working. We're trying to get that sorted, so just bear with us. But if you want to come in and chat, come over to Beast of War or twitch.tv/Beast of War, or on our YouTube channel, Beast of War as well. This week is a very special week because today, John, guess what day it is?
Wednesday?
Yes.
We should check on
Wednesday.
Wikipedia. We should check on Wikipedia, see what the actual.
No, we don't need to check on Wikipedia, Ben.
Oh,
We don't
okay.
need to check on because today is my birthday! Yeah!
Yay!
He's getting old. He's not catching up with me, but you know, he's getting old.
Today's my birthday. So we're going to have a Hobby Hangout birthday stream for you guys today. And we're starting off on the coolest Death Guard Lord there is to grace on the forums.
Okay.
Look at that transition. Where's the cake? Yeah, where's the cake? Where's my cake? Happy birthday, everyone. It is everyone's birthday today because it's my birthday. You celebrate it with me. That's what happens.
Okay.
Moving on. It's not John's birthday, that's why he's so sad today. Yeah, today joining me is John. And in the far off distance you can hear Ben
Cackling.
as well.
hello.
Thank you very much, guys, for joining us. Today, on this wondrous birthday Hobby Hangout, today we're looking at the Death Guard Lord from Toughy Ears?
Either
Tough Ears?
Toughy ears or tough years?
I'm going to say it's Toughy Ears because of the profile picture. Of
The little tiny
cat.
kid.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
So he's, this is his Death Guard. This is very cool. I like all the blood work that's getting into this.
Lots
Yeah.
of blood work.
The Bloodworks thing that stood out to me because it's not like just covered over absolutely everything. It's just sort of worked into the gears and stuff of the axe, which I thought was really cool. So
Yeah,
Right.
it's pretty awesome looking.
Okay, sorry, Ben, I was taking a drink there.
You're not
Birthday
allowed to
drink. It's all gin or vodka. Who knows?
it is your birthday, so
It is my birthday.
Yep.
I've no confetti put up for this stream. But yeah, okay. Here's the look speeder in its natural habitat. We saw this painted up last week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this looks really cool. I like how the bases of these models really match into the mat that he's chosen.
Yeah. I like what he's done with the photography. Actually, he's like propped the man up on something. I think.
Yeah.
At least I think he has. I'm honestly not sure.
It's gin and vodka.
It's what?
It's gin and vodka.
Oh, it's gin. Oh, it's gin and vodka. Right, gotcha.
Yeah, slowly throughout the stream, it's just going to get worse and worse. Godka. Very nice, Ben. We've got a lot of pages to go through this week, so let's power through. How's your guys' week been? Have you done a lot of hobby?
I've done something.
You've done something. Well, shall we get to that now? Or
Well,
shall we get to that later?
We'll keep it on the community.
Yeah.
Keep it on the
So if you don't know about the Hobby Hangouts as well, let me just reiterate. If you come over to beastofwar.com, you can sign up and get a free account. You can join Backstage for a 7-day free trial, get some cool merch. You can help support me and buy me birthday presents. You know, just because it's my birthday!
He's back with us again. Oh, dear.
It's always going to be on, Joe.
I know. It's like,
Yeah, you come across the forums and you can submit your own work. Just click up here in community and click on forums. You'll be able to show us off your stuff as well. And hopefully get your stuff shown off on the Hobby Hangouts today. On all days. My birthday day. Amanda's been working on her Wolf Guard as well, and we'll see a finished
we will
piece
see
later
more
on
of this. Yeah.
as well, but because she's done a fantastic job so far.
Oh well, there you go.
Continuous more updates. We'll actually see more and more. These are looking fantastic so far, though, because we get to see the what is the big mech thing?
The Dreadnought.
Dreadnought. Yes, thank you, John.
Well, we seen it last week though.
Reki,
That's what the Imperium call it, the Big Mac.
The big
Roll out the Big Mac. Yeah.
Roll that big thing that apparently people love.
The walking tomb.
Yeah.
Bring it forth.
is it someone's birthday? Yes, Rob. It's my birthday! Yeah! I'm just going to keep it on, so every time we go back to that screen, you'll just see confetti. So it'll be fine. Reki has been working up on some turquoise for, what were these again? The Necrons. Yeah. Necron.
I can't pronounce the dynasty he's making, but...
I just want to say that his color scheme on these are beautiful. The turquoise, the blend is really nice, and you get to see them on bases as well. They're so cute looking.
It's such a striking color. It almost feels a bit non-metallic-y. See when you see them on that base, though.
They really come off the base quite well.
Yeah. It makes my my black and pink Necrons look really, really simplistic.
I really love the front one here.
Yeah.
Because in this one you can kind of see the highlights, which is fine. Looks great. But in this one they're blended perfectly. Mm-hmm. It looks so cool. I really like it.
Ha! Sundancer, those painting skills bug me. Well said. Well said.
It's one of the things that's been really interesting about the Necrons recently, actually, as well. Like, one of the big things has been that, when they first came out with all the new stuff with them, everyone was thinking, oh no, you've added too much stuff to the Necrons. I like the fact that they were sold as machines. But I think that what they've done with all the stuff for them now, bringing in the new characters and all that kind of thing, and adding the different dynasties and stuff, has meant that you've had so much more choice when it comes to colour and painting and all those kind of things. So it's all just, I think it's just a big bonus for me. So
Ben, we've got a comment from Cameron Conclase asking about Burrows and Badgers. Is there anywhere you can take a look at the rules or how do you assemble the warbands? We do have a forum topic, I believe, that we have. Amanda has created a character sheet for Burrows and Badgers, which we'll look at later and link you guys to. But you can see the rules, can't you, online?
There was a free download of the old edition of the rules. I'm not entirely sure whether or not there still is. But if you have any questions that you want to ask me about the rules, you can put them in a forum topic, and I will endeavour to answer them in the best way that I can. So, there we go.
A lot of people are currently into Burrows and Badgers, so I'm sure everyone will be pleased to get into it. Aurora, she's been working on Catwoman.
I think this is gorgeous work. I love the little splash of colour on the base as well, like little daffodils.
It's not often you see Catwoman in a rural base.
She's hanging out with Ivy, clearly.
Yeah, clearly.
My apologies.
Lena had been saying that she thought maybe making the base a bit more urbanized would have been the way to go, but actually I kind of like this more because it lets the model actually stand out. If it was in an urban environment, it would probably be quite dark and stuff anyway.
Yeah. I love the black as well. Like, the colour black here is shown... The shading is done in almost pure black, but it's painting black, which is not actually painting black.
You're painting black by painting grey.
Yes. Great
Beautiful
stuff.
work.
Oh, Ben.
Oh, look, Ben's posted.
Lucid Eyes Elf King.
Yeah. Oh, it's the other thing I'm obsessed with right now. But no, I really liked painting these guys up. I talked about it a little bit on the weekend last, but I've gone for very sort of fey-looking elves for the characters here for the Thanes, and I've painted a couple more since then as well. So, but yeah, absolutely amazing. The one thing I would actually probably want to do is I'm going to change the blades a little bit, and I'm going to paint the actual blade itself like a darker bronze, like a tin bit, just to make it look a little bit different from the rest of the hilt and the other adornment, because the elves in this world can't carry or iron because it's what do they say, it's dangerous to, it's like their bane effectively. So all the weapons have to be bronze. It's based on the actual mythology and stuff, so that's cool.
Interesting. Toughy years. You haven't missed anything other than us trying to decipher your name.
Yeah.
So is it Tough Years or Toughy Ears? We thought it was Toughy Ears because of your profile picture. You can correct us now. A subtle.
In tough
finish.
years for the kitten. So.
It's toughy ears.
Toughy ears. We were actually right.
We were correct. Final subtle stage for the highlighting of these conquest minis. These are beautiful. It almost seems like the highlighting is so subtle that I don't notice it.
But these have turned out brilliant. Again, like I said last week, it's the color choice that really gets it for me.
Yeah.
Really beautiful work.
Blue just works with bronze.
It's a turquoise, isn't it?
Yeah, turquoise.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Good stuff. More progress pictures from Wolfguard. I think, we get to see them later on as well.
Yeah, these are almost done.
Mm-hmm. I love the shields.
Mm-hmm.
Shields look like they've been yanked off a cart.
They look to me, and what I said to her before was they look very much like a Celtic brooch with that little gem in the middle. It's perfect.
Yeah.
And I see something else scrolling up. Ah, Spitfires! Yes!
So
some blood red skies.
I was going to skip these because check out on Friday we have something special for these. However, John, I'll let you talk about these.
I'm just really excited by them. Has he put any pretext on these? Any at the top of the forum post? Yep. Just read. Just excuse me.
Just let him do his thing, Ben.
You be
John
quiet,
needs
Ben.
time. What do you see? He's powering up. He's charging.
All right. Well, these for a start, excellent work. He's using. He got his own decals for them? I think. I maybe missed that part on his post.
You got decals from Miscellaneous Models in the USA.
I have something to say about all this talk of decals and stuff for Blood Red Skies. Please spare a thought for all those poor sellers on eBay, because they're all sold out. There's guys on the private, public sort of unofficial page for Blood Red Skies. Mm-hmm. Everybody is linking to Miscellaneous. Everyone is linking to that website. And there's even eBay sellers coming back to people that are trying to order stuff off them saying, I am sorry, I am sold out. I am waiting for more from my printer.
Wow.
No, I really like the look of these. I have an affinity for sort of the RAF and stuff because my granddad and he was with them during the war and stuff, and he worked on Lancaster bombers and the Hurricanes and things, but he always talked a lot about the fires and everything as well, and he absolutely loved working on them. So it's really nice to see more models painted up and given a good dose of love and attention, considering their work in the war and things. So yeah.
So here we have the finished Wolfguard from Amanda, getting some varnishes and finishing touches. Should be ready by Sunday. That was 5 days ago, so we'll see them soon. But they look fantastic.
Paint quicker. Yeah.
I love the bases that she's been putting on these. Well, they fit quite well.
A little smattering of snow and a white edge on the base actually fits really well too. Keeps them looking cold.
Very cool. Star Wars Legion Troopers. Matte coat varnish needs to be put on them, but they seem to be turned out well. I can see they would need a little bit of matte varnish. Yeah. They're looking a little bit shiny, but let's have a closer look here. These are looking great so far. Let's brighten up this tone.
I'd smack the mid-tones up a bit.
Mid-tones. Oh!
Hello, Jared.
Jared, what are you doing there?
What are you doing in here today?
Get out of here, Jared. You don't need to be here. Sorry, Ben. He just kind of popped in and out.
Popped in there.
Yeah. I'm loving these so far, though. These look great. I love the little highlight on the visors.
It's just that little eye-catching detail. He's doing it again.
Yeah. The thing I'd be interested in seeing is what Sundance is going to do for the basing. I'd be very interested to see what that next step will be. Although I'd very much like the primary colouring to the bases and stuff, because it means that they work very nicely as gaming pieces. So that's a nice touch. So.
I still love this, like,
Yeah, this carrying system made out of balsa wood. This is brilliant. Really nice idea.
it looks like it would hold, like, it's made to hold paints, but instead it's holding, like, miniatures in the cork. That's great.
There's balsa wood that I was using for that.
Yeah, that's plenty of bottles of wine to get that set of standees there. So,
I know exactly what Sundancer's done here. Right, he's went to a little model shop, and it's the same as Bill's Hobbies up the street from us. And he's looking around, and he's thinking, I need some materials for something, and there's a whole big, every model shop has this, a big pile of balsa wood rubbish, and you're just like, no one's buying that ever, so I will
take it. I'll take it all.
That's what happened when I was building my pipe rifle. I walked into Bill's Hobbies and went, right, where is your balsa wood and how cheap is it?
This is how you know it's a hobby table, if there's like
clothes pegs next to bottles of paint and a pair of glasses.
So Nats does say that he's actually finished with the bases. He's going to keep them black. And yes, I do know they are wood, but I hear that you were lavishly drinking lots of wine as you were painting your models and then using the corks afterwards. So.
Someone's doing well. They can make their model stands out of nothing but corks.
I think Lena's got a good idea there, that using it for Massive Darkness, because Massive Darkness tons of range of models, and I think if you're working rank and file or just a lot of models that have the same kind of color scheme, this looks like a fantastic way to do this, and just to be able to just pick up the box and just leave with them all rather than sitting piling them into your hands.
But if you make multiples of those, then you've got your little project sets.
And Chaos Dwarves. Every time I see WIP, like work in progress, I always read it as rest in peace. I always just see RIP. Yeah. Chaos Dwarves. These are kind of cool. I like the highlighting on the armor. Like the gold. Like this
we seen these last week as well when they were a bit further, and they weren't as far on, and they're looking really good. I'm going to point out the hats because I think the hats are hilarious.
So
in a good way.
Yeah, and this is the second layer that he's been working with. So the next one's going to be mostly white with highlights. I think you could maybe highlight. Are these black beards? I assume they might be. I think we can maybe highlight a little bit more of those.
I'll tell you what, though,
it looks good.
A nearly pure white highlight on top of that in little spots is going to really make them explode when you have them on a table.
Just like dotted, anyway.
Yeah.
Especially the gold parts. Looks great.
More Andy.
Stalingrad from Andy.
He is so consistent. Like, he's painting this stuff days apart from each other and sometimes weeks apart from each other. Stop being so consistent. I can't be that consistent.
I love the scratch marks in the dirt on the cloth here.
Yeah. There's those little splashes of mud.
A little bit of like the scratches on the helmets too in these ones. It's really nice. There's one that Andy puts up later on, I think it's quite recently, where he's pointing towards his gun and it's almost like, you got ammo for this.
Oh, some British bolt action. I have built my fair share of them. I think I've had enough of them. Oh, he's doing Team Yankee as well. Doing British Team Yankee and all them chieftains.
I just want to point out, we just had a nice discussion about Sundancer's little balsa wood box, and yet here we have a pizza box. He's just like rammed them into. Actually, I mean, it works.
It works. It brings up actually an idea I did while I was painting my my drop fleet stuff. So I took an empty cardboard box, and we had, after the boot camp, a whole rake of spare, the stands, the clear plastic rods. So I glued a whole bunch of those onto the top of the box and then just put each ship onto it, so I didn't get their stands covered in paint. It worked really well. That. And Sundancer's like, yeah, those are corks.
Yeah, I mean, I can see what's happened here. Like, it's almost like this row here. That was the first few bottles of wine.
And then as it
goes
further back
on the left side, like,
yeah. Apparently, Our beautiful tech support on the other side of the room has told us that we now have the chat on beastofwar.com.
Sweet. So if you hit refresh on beastofwar.com, if you haven't migrated over to Twitch or YouTube, you should be able to see the chat box now.
Yeah, if it looks stupid and it works, it's not stupid. Yeah, I've heard that a few times.
More aliens from Andy. Is that a little bit of freehand in that?
Hard to tell. The best thing about Andy's stuff is his photography.
I think I mentioned that week upon week.
Yeah. Just want to reiterate it week after week. Let me reiterate.
I like the space actually on this one. This is like cracking.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, Jared?
What does Jared think?
I think it looks great. I can't do the Scottish accent as well as Ben. What are you laughing at, Ben?
Are you able to see us, Ben? Like, are you able to like
Yeah, I
see
can see
the
it.
messing around that we're doing? Okay.
Ben just has the 15-second delay, I assume.
Yeah.
Hey, don't forget, I do the Weekender every week where I have to feign that I can see everything. So.
But you can see everything.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
Ben.
sorry, I can see everything.
You're on the other side of the room, Ben.
Oh yeah.
You're just through a small portal.
Got a free, Ogre Blood had a free evening, so he painted up a Dominus. This doesn't look like a free evening's work, to be honest. This looks like a free week's work.
It looks excellent.
The blending between it and the base here is really nice.
Hello, Jared.
Alright, we're gonna skip past Jared here for a second. Just the blending here and the spikes in the base looks really nice. And that could just be mold or like glue spots.
It's probably the way he's applied it, because that looks like it's made of possibly pigment powder with something else to make it crack.
I think is it a Grill on Earth that's been done first, and then they've done like a Martian powder over the top of it. Yeah.
Yeah. But the way the pigment powder is set, he's obviously applied it as a wash or as a thick paste, and that's how you get it to cling to parts of the model as well.
I really, really like the scheme of this with the darker, grim look to it. Like it fits more into like the world of sort of Inquisitor and stuff as well, which is really nice. So yeah.
Counterpointed with that really sickly green.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're opposite colours too, so they're gonna work.
Yeah, it's excellent.
Great stuff. More Rebels from Star Wars Legion from Andy. Andy always does, like, it's quite dull paint scheme. And I don't mean it as in like it's a bad paint scheme, it's dull colour. Because this alien here's always got like a bright blue face on it. But
Everyone
Andy,
paints them as Blue Man Group,
yeah.
as I said last week. They're all Blue Man Group.
But Andy gives them almost a more real lifelike.
It's as we said last week as well. It's a traditional Martian grey.
Very cool, Andy.
Very cool.
And here we have.
Oh look, Burrows and Badgers.
I always like how people paint the Raven because I feel like a lot of people are putting a lot of detail into it, whereas I know that the Raven could just be easily dry brushed.
Yeah.
So
mine looks more like a blackbird. That's the only problem with mine. But
I think Amanda has just added in a little bit of purple wash
yeah,
in the lower feathers.
You find that on a lot of birds. Like there is a slight purplish sheen to some of them.
that's true actually. Yeah.
That works really well.
I love the Cocker Spaniel.
I have that as well, and I painted up mine to mirror my friend's dog. So
Oh,
yeah.
cute. And next we have Zoid Pinhead, long time lurker, first time poster here on What Are You Painting. I have had a go at object source lighting in this classic Sauron with Palantir, and would welcome some awesome comments. The Palantir looks fantastic.
Superb. It looks
like how
It looks
does
like a
look in
marble.
the movies.
It looks like a marble.
Yeah, you could have actually just replaced it with a marble.
But no, I think it's actually painted, but at the same time.
So the pound.
I think.
Yeah.
Sorry, I think that if I was to offer a suggestion, maybe a little more of the object source lighting, because obviously you can see a little bit of on the rim of the hood there and on the sort of the robe itself on the arm, but it would be nice maybe to give it a bit brighter look over everything, the blue, and then maybe add a little bit more to some of the lining of his robes down across his chest or something. Well,
so the Palantir in the movie has like a red glow, almost like lava. Doesn't look like a giant marble here, but yeah.
I still think this is very effective.
I think this looks better in the movie, actually.
Yeah,
the blue.
I kind of like how stark it is compared to the rest of them.
Yeah.
It's very subtle highlight, like lighting from it, which I don't imagine the Palantir would emit much light.
It's only like when you see it in the movie, the only time it's casting a lot of light is when
they
things
dive
are going
into it.
downhill. Yeah. When excrement hits fan.
Yeah. And then how to go with the Watchmen. I always liked the Watchmen movie and the comic. The comedian looks kind of... I don't know, it looks like his head is too giant for the model. Where are these from? These are...
I think they're night models, I believe. So, but he says he wonders whether or not the small trail of smoke on the comedian's cigar has worked. I think it looks very cool.
Yeah,
so,
I think it's added something.
I didn't even notice. That looks great. I think I'd only recommend a little bit of anti-shine.
Yeah.
And maybe actually highlight the bases just a wee bit more, because they're very blended into the rim of the base. But then that could just be, if I brighten it up in Photoshop, maybe we actually see...
or maybe Tim says they might even be repainted HeroClix.
Maybe.
I didn't think that HeroClix did the Watchmen.
I think,
I think
brightening,
they're nice models, but yeah.
brightening it up, it looks a lot...
Yeah.
The bases look fine, actually. I think just a little bit of anti-shine, even... The watercolor looks great because she's wearing kind of shiny spandex in a way. I think Rorschach's coat could use a little bit of anti-shine though, because it's more leather canvas feel to it.
Yep.
And now we have Shoop. Oh, sorry, Shoop. What is Shoop?
What's the guy's name?
Oh, sorry. Yes.
You think I was just randomly saying
I
something?
thought it was the name of the game or something.
A term? Shoop.
Yeah. Sundancers linked us to the Palantir stone. Unfortunately, I can't click it here. Maybe can I go over here and click it? Let's see. Let's have an actual look. Oh, it does look. So they changed it a bit in the movie. So let's have a look.
When it wasn't active.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it looks exactly right.
Yeah,
That's where you're getting that very subtle cast of the source light from it because it's practically doing nothing.
Yeah. Let's just go up here. Yeah, I think
that's
pretty much perfect. Looks great. Thank you for linking that Sundancer. These, I don't know what scale these are.
I think they're
28 mil.
Yeah.
Because he says they're miniatures are Perry, so they're 28 mil.
Johnny25683, thank you very much for following.
And I see we've kept the little tank gift.
We've kept the little tank gift for John. John requested last week whenever we rethemed his stream. Like, do you want anything, John, for your notifications? Do you want any different gifts or anything? Like, can we get tanks?
Is there a tank? If there's a tank, I'll take it.
So I went around and got some tanks for him, and we still have them. I really like the paint scheme on these because it's really clean.
Yeah.
Although I can't help but feel reminiscent about Lloyd coming into me the other day with a book, and he had Napoleonic things, and why do these old guys look really posh and ready for battle? Like, look at the fashion. And they were showing me guys with skinny jeans, or really skinny leggings.
Yeah.
And then I looked at Lloyd, like, Lloyd, you realise that's in fashion now? Like, people are walking around in skinny jeans now. It's like, yeah, but it looks stupid.
Now, like these, they've got a very nice realistic look to them. That's the thing that I really like about these. Yeah, and it really makes you think about doing some sort of Civil War stuff, because they have such amazing models for this range now from a whole bunch of different producers and stuff. So
you have that really nice contrast, like when you're looking at American Civil Wars, you have this more drab-looking Confederates, and then you have the really stark, really straight-cut, well-tailored Union armies, and they look so different, even though everybody's American, kind of. But as you were saying, Ben, the ranges are very expansive and very, very popular, I guess. Very accessible would be the word.
It's been really good looking at some of the article series that we've had over the last sort of year or so, where we've looked at the American Civil War and the War of Independence as well, where you look to some of the ways you can game, because a lot of the people will think that you can just do this kind of thing in mass battle ranked stuff, but there's loads of skirmish games out there that you can play these games in, and obviously we've seen like Sharp's practice is used for like skirmishing in Napoleonics and all that kind of thing as well. So there are plenty of ways to get stuck into it if you don't want to do mass battle, which is cool. So
I think the Confederate flag, it looks a little bit out of place, but that's only because it's clearly been printed on paper. I don't know how you would, because it looks great, but I think it's too shiny.
Take a tea bag to it or something. Maybe.
Actually, take a tea bag to it.
Would that work? Would that make it look more cloth-like?
Yeah, it would fade it a bit. Yeah. It would stain it down a little and make it look a bit better. The other thing to do would be to even add more creases to it a little bit, but I don't know. It depends how much of the flag you want to be visible and discernible.
Yeah, because I think the paint scheme is really fantastic, but I think the flag being printed on paper kind of lets it down a little bit, and only because it's too shiny.
Yeah, but that's probably a flag that's maybe come with the box.
Yeah,
because a lot of Perry stuff and a lot of Napoleonic stuff comes with like pre-printed cloth work and stuff.
Here we have the Venerable Dreadnought from Amanda. I love the GIF showcase on this because they're even showing off all the stuff.
She's become the GIF master. She really has. You should have got her to make you the birthday GIF.
Yeah. Yeah, this is fantastic. The whole range that you've done here, Amanda, and seeing the progress up to them as well is great. I think I would like to see like the jetpacks in use.
You think so?
I don't know, maybe a little bit of like burn.
Maybe a residual heat glue, like a little bit of red and orange in there to make it look like they've just switched off. Yeah, I've just read the chat. So. I've just caught up in the chat.
Oh dear.
Oh man.
And here's the entire army, it seems here. You've done a lot, Amanda. Like, I didn't really...
1,500 point force for a tournament next month.
She's been a painting machine the last few weeks with the Space Wolves. It's class to see. Really good to see.
I love that you can see the Dreadnought in the background, especially the spikes, or the teeth.
Yeah, you've got one Dreadnought that has that beautiful bit of freehand that she's been trying, and then the other one which has the massive banner, the Forge World one, and you can find them straight away in that picture. Even the wolf as well. The wolf was really cool. It was a nice little conversion that we put on. And more. Oh, she's finished off the Cocker Spaniel, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. And then
the Spaniel and Zeraven.
Yeah. It's really nice. I love the highlighting on the fur.
Yes. Yeah.
And the sculpts are amazing. I think everyone's now
comparing Amanda's work to mine.
Should we look at yours, John?
No, I don't know.
Tell you what, John has been waiting for ages to bring in his Burrows and Badgers.
I've only had the model a few days.
Yeah.
I only painted it last night.
But your love for these, John,
My Squirrel Night.
is incomprehensible. So this is your Squirrel Night.
We painted in about 4 hours last night.
Uh-huh. 4
Because
hours.
things on World of Warcraft were getting really dull. So I was letting people talk, and I thought, I'll just paint this instead.
So there you go. If you need some painting time, go on to World of Warcraft.
Yeah, play World of Warcraft to get more time for painting.
Yeah, this is really cool, John.
Yeah.
I enjoyed painting it. The main thing was, and I'm sure a lot of other Burrows and Badgers players are finding this out for themselves, you spend way too long on Google Image looking at colours of fur.
Yep.
I spent about half...
You know, cute animals.
Yeah, I spent about half an hour looking at pictures of red squirrels to try and figure out what paints I needed. Ended up being a beige brown and a lava orange, and just kept mixing them until it was kind of right.
I think what I loved, whenever you brought it in, and I saw the eye really popped out for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope that doesn't happen to him in his games, but
Yeah. Really cool. And I love the little striped...
What is that called? The little band that sits on top of the,
I don't know.
the helm? I have no idea.
The bow.
you see it on a lot of the knights that you get for like the Bretonians and
If
stuff.
it was the
don't
90s, it'd be a scrunchie.
It's a nightly scrunchie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's awesome, John. I really like that.
Geezer UK has finished a unit of Warhammer 40k, the Dark Eldar bunch.
Or
Bye.
as Lozzie calls them, the Drunk Harrys,
The Drunk Harrys. Why did she call them the Drunk Harrys?
because it's the Drukhari,
Okay.
so she shortened it to Drunk Harry.
Let me just brighten this up a little bit here. I think maybe just the lighting, maybe I've let these down just a little bit because the paint job looks fantastic.
It really does.
Now that I've lit this up a bit.
No, it's
Lit, fam. It's lit.
That's terrible.
No, it's not, John.
It is. It's terrible.
You know, if Warren was here, he'd be.
Oh, he'd be
spouting out.
screaming it in my ear.
I love the attention to detail in the swords, though.
It's that style of armor and that coloring that works for me for the Dark Eldar. Like, obviously you see a lot of them in blacks and purples, but I really like it when we see Dark Eldar in that sort of that brighter red.
Yeah.
That's almost flame red. It looks very cool.
I love the fact that these models, when you're practicing hard edge highlighting, these models are your best source for practice.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah.
I like the blood on this guy's cloth here. Almost like he's just stepped over a dead body.
Or just he's just bleeding on it, because that's what they do.
Yeah, just talking about the like hard edging highlight. This here is a perfect example of that.
Yeah.
I feel like you could probably just like base paint these and then just hard edge highlight
Oh, absolutely.
and just be finished.
That's what Lozzie's going to be doing with hers. And she got a get started box for Christmas that she's now waiting for me to prime.
I mean, that's what she did for Rune Wars, was it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Base
Paint
painting and then
paint,
highlight.
paint, wash, highlight,
And that was,
and frustrated everybody at that boot camp.
yeah. Everyone didn't want to know her.
It was great.
No one wanted to sit beside her because she was going too fast.
I was so proud of her that weekend. It was amazing.
And now we have these. We saw these. We've been seeing these like pop up now and then, just like little bits here and there that have been continuously added to it. And I love I think it's the yellow and the red, because the last time we saw it was just the heads.
Mm-hmm. The choice of yellow is quite interesting because it's kind of a mustardy yellow.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it's Ladaris something. It's like the foundation paint. I only know this because I've been painting my P51s with it.
These look cool.
I like it. They've got like a old school Space Wolves look to them, which
Yes.
I quite like. So
I'm
yeah.
trying to figure out what the things in the back are. Just a variety of models waiting to be painted.
Is it Shadespire?
Maybe.
Green coloured models, green coloured base? No, they're primed.
No, yeah. I'm not sure what they are.
Infinity. I think I seen an Infinity model back there.
It might be Infinity. Yeah.
And we
Anyway,
have Jana working on Second mini from Footsore Miniature Special Releases Odin. I love the birds in this because the eyes are really pronounced. Hold on, let me. I like how angry this bird is.
Yeah, that one is particularly angry, isn't it?
I've been playing God of War recently, and so anything Viking based is like, oh yes. So that is a very cool looking Odin. Yeah, it's very nice.
It's a very interesting choice on base. You know, there's no defined round edge to it. Is that a thing with Footsore, or is that
No, I think well, because they normally come on those little tiny
little tabs?
when you get miniatures that come on the tabs. Yeah. So instead of putting it onto a base, I guess you just mounted it on the on that miniature there. So on that.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, and Footsore do amazing miniatures, as Subadai says in the chat. Yeah.
Now we have Irish Steve, which is I can never pronounce your name. Sanjuine. Sanjuine on the stream. Maybe I'm pronouncing it horribly wrong. Shut up, Ben.
Painting a base with a skiboard bit, a sideboard bit. Because that's part of their base.
He's been working on these bases, and I've actually been watching his stream the other day. I saw him paint up these leaves, which was I never thought I'd be so interested in watching someone paint leaves, but he was phenomenal at watching it. Genuine Vision.
There you go.
I think I'm just going to change your name to Genuine
Vision.
Yeah. And they're not painted horribly.
That's an amazing base, but yeah.
I love the blending because it looks like marble tiles. Yeah, I watched him paint these on stream. I think it was on Saturday, and it was great because I was playing Sea of Thieves and just listening to Genuine swear away at these bases, painting these leaves.
Ha! They're truly good. Oh.
But ting.
We have Mono from FW?
Forge World.
Forge World, okay. Sorry. Necromunda, Daughter of the Crucible. These look great. I saw a bit of these as well, and I love your highlighting, Steve.
Excellent work.
I would actually love to see you paint the Hellboy mini.
Oh yeah, actually that would be nice.
I think you'd do a really good job of the Hellboy mini. Screw the rest of the team. I just want to see Hellboy being done by. I love not just what Steve is doing here, but what people do with the double colored capes. So it's a light color or dark color, and then contrast it on the outside of it. Because that would have been made with capes anyway. The inseam would be a different color.
Usually you find a lot of royalty and stuff would have a very cream coloured inner to the cape, and then like on this you have like that red backing. It gives that sense of richness, I suppose.
I love the little freehand design in the glow of the gun on this.
This model is coming on really well from the last time we've seen it. Really good.
Really want to get those brushes on Bellboy. I'm going to assume that's not a typo at all. And next up we have Soap Dodger working on his Infinity stuff as well. He finished half of his red veil box. Let's just get a zoom in on this because we know it's going to be fantastic work. Are these coming out right? Here we go. Kill You a Pie.
Kill You a Pie. That is
a great name.
Stunning name.
Thank you very much for following. You follow it on my birthday as well. What a great birthday gift.
Oh, look at Ari Steve saying that it was actually autocorrect that did it. Yeah. Yeah, we don't believe you at all, man.
Soap Dodger's highlighting is working really well. I think he could give Angel a run for his money on these Infinity models.
He'll only come back with something better.
That's good. Competitiveness is good.
No, these are stunning pieces, really stunning pieces.
I love the bases actually on these.
See, I always find with Infinity now, maybe it's not so much with this particular faction, Hackersland?
Yeah, Hackersland with the like.
Yeah, You always find a lot of the miniatures you could paint really individual. Like every model could be a totally different color scheme, and then you have to use the bases to tie it all together.
Yeah.
And he's working on the same kind of progress as he did with his previous models, where like it primes in black and then works upwards. I think it works really well. I've been kind of trying out that method myself.
It would drive me up the wall personally.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely drive me up the wall. I nearly always have to pre-shade now.
I think it works quite well on singular minis, so Infinity works quite well. But if you're working on stuff like
you'd never do a rank and file army like
No.
this, because that would be
no,
really silly.
no point unless you really dedicated towards it.
Unless you're aiming for a best army in the world project. More Necrons. More Recce Necrons.
Are these different? These look different because they look more of a shade of green than.
I have a feeling he might have done a little more work to them. I think he's maybe added another blend.
Maybe.
He's finished off the basing for them as well. So.
Yeah.
And we have some goblins.
Yeah, from Freebooter's Fate, which is the little pirate game that Freebooter Miniatures do, and they have some really nice little goblin pirates and things for that game. So
I've not seen anything from Freebooter's Fate in a long time.
yeah, no, they're still going. They're still doing lots of really cool stuff. One of the big things they do is they have really nice little sort of update books that they do, and then with that come new rules for new models and things like that. And they always have really nice sculpted bases and all kind of things as well. So.
You still have the book in here, don't you?
Yeah.
What are you trying to do?
Try to get the book. Here you go, John. Here's the Freebooters book.
I have a feeling this is probably quite
Freebooters
an old
Fate
book now, but
yeah,
They do have the French.
I love the
They
bases
also-
on these ones.
They also have a fantasy football, for want of a better word, game called, I think it's called Iron Ball, and it's all about kicking around cannonballs and hefting them around and stuff. And there's a dude with a tuba that fires it out of his tuba.
Iron Ball sounds horrible. Imagine trying to kick a cannonball.
yeah.
The slowest game of football ever.
I want to know what these are in the chat.
Battle slippers.
Yes. Apparently it's safe for work, but do not show it yet.
Okay.
Until we know what they
Okay.
are.
Okay, hold on. Battle slippers.
I'm apparently supposed to like. Yes. I have seen these on and off for the past 3 years, and I have yet to receive a pair of them.
Now remember, it is my birthday, but it's okay to get John battle slippers if you want. Let me just link that in here, and we can see for ourselves. There we go.
These are amazing.
Beautiful.
Are they pricey?
Well, they're crocheted.
They're crocheted. I think if
so
you find
I'd
someone
assume
that's
they'd be
good
quite
with that.
pricey. Because it seems like a lot of work.
Yeah.
Great stuff.
Anyway, back to miniatures.
Dr. Ether has been working on some Rackham stuff, and I love. It's made me sad that there's no like single buy-in for the Rackham confrontation stuff, because some of the minis I've fell in love with just looking at in the Kickstarter.
Yeah.
But I can't afford 300 quid's worth of minis.
We are getting to the stage where the big buy-ins now are becoming a little less exciting than they were. It's mostly through Kickstarters I find the big buys happen.
Yeah, like I would love to, but it's way too much money for me. I would rather have the option of just buying one mini, and just painting it up, rather than having the entire collection. But
They may do something with Pledge Manager or something potentially in the future, but but I mean, hopefully we should be seeing these models next year at some point. So it'll be kind of cool. And obviously they're doing the new edition of the game in August through Kickstarter as well. So
there's one which I would love to paint up. Let me find it actually. There's a confrontation. Kickstarter. There's one that I would love to paint up, and if we get an opportunity to have it in the studio with us, it was one of the unlocks that I fell in love with. It is. Oh, are we not going to be able to see it now?
Scrolling.
He was in here somewhere. Definitely. I saw him. There he is. The Thermal Warrior. I think the Thermal Warrior looks fantastic. I don't know why. He just looks really cool looking.
It looks like a cross between a dwarf and a Big Daddy from...
Yeah, from Bioshock.
Yeah, from Bioshock.
Uh-huh. I'd love to paint him up. If it was an option for me to just buy in and just get that one model, I would totally do it. But Chris's work here is phenomenal.
It is.
Yeah. I love his shading because somehow he always seems to make purple work. I struggle with purple quite a bit, and yet he seems to shade with it all the time.
We need to watch Roman's color theory videos over and over.
The thing that really gets me about these is that I love how he's actually managed to make them look like the artwork. Like that they tie in so well with the Rackham style of artwork that we've seen, and yeah, they're stunning. Hopefully, we get to see some more stuff from him as like he finds more of his confrontation range. Yeah. So.
Wolf can never pronounce that name.
Still working on the
some
British.
It's a wolf that doesn't care. Wolf. But
that's awful.
Yeah.
I actually love the way these are photographed on the like blackish purple background.
It looks like,
and these, because it made them paint schemes really pop out a lot.
So he's saying this is the first set of models he painted after his hobbycation. So he said they were on the sprue a week ago, and now he's finished them all off.
That's a very quick turnaround.
That was a very quick turnaround, and they're definitely painted better than mine. I really rushed mine, and they just didn't turn out that well at all. Because I didn't take
dip. It looks like he's painted on like the dip.
He's either painted on dip or he's painted on a wash. Although the way it's pulling around their feet, I would potentially say that's dip.
That's what made me think it was dip.
Doesn't matter because it works really well.
Okay. Ogre Blood. This is Martin's Family. Olympus Mons.
Martian's Family. The Martian's Family. Olympus Mons Vacation M42. Okay.
We can't get zoomed in anymore, but these look great. A little bit dark in the photograph, but
is that a classic Titan stood in the middle of them as well, like an
epic Titan?
Yeah.
An
epic knight model.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
It looks very Halloween-esque.
It does a bit. I'm expecting Tim Burton to come in and start animating them.
I was trying to come up with a way to do the Martian Family on the Addams Family theme, but my vocabulary gave out after one line. So I stopped thinking about it. So
next we have Amanda working on a miniature from Dwarf Tales, a purple dwarf. I like his speed actually. I haven't seen these sculpted before.
I don't think it's a spade. I think it's a glaive. Just saying. I don't know.
Hashtag just saying. No, I think that's great. I really like the start of that. It's nice to see things done in alternative colours, because obviously you get to see a lot of dwarves done in sort of dour looking, sort of sooty covered, almost tanned flesh or whatever. But it's nice to see this guy painted a little bit crazy. So
you'd imagine that if dwarves spent a lot of their time underground anyway, they'd be quite pale. Purplish blue skin tones anyway, but because they're based in a fantasy era.
Yeah. What I like is it's an alternative take on the idea of what a chaos dwarf is as well, because it's still got the style of like Abyssinian, Babylonian style beard, and then the tall helmet style, but instead of it being part of a hat, it's been done into that sort of forked helmet, which I thought was really awesome. So, yeah, and the painting looks great. I love the way the purples come out on the sort of the tops of that helmet bit where the runic bits are.
Yeah,
I think that's really cool.
And it's such a nice contrast between the Chaos Dwarf and thing he's just killed. the dude that he's just chopped head from.
Yes.
More Stalingrad. More Germans from Andy. New Japan's are forward this time.
Have we seen this tank before?
Potentially last week, maybe before it was. I don't know.
We've seen this tank before. Lord of the Rings quote. Boom. Dropped. There we go.
That's it.
Right.
Stream is over now. Whereas Filth has been working on some Malifaux. I really like this model. I think it reminds me of Overwatch.
It's also got a hint of Scorpion from Mortal Kombat.
It's a Scorpion.
I think that's what it's meant to be.
Yeah, Scorpion Genji mix.
Yeah.
Or Scorpion Zenyatta mix.
Yeah. That's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
That is some good yellow. Especially since that's next to black. That's good yellow.
Yeah.
It's very well done. Yeah.
I wonder what they painted first, the black or the yellow.
You'd hope they did the yellow first.
Yeah. That would take a lot of layering to get yellow on black.
I'd give up. I'd give up and move to and just spray it all over drab and be like, there you go, it's done.
I actually like the blending on the blades as well. Very nice.
The cloth is highlighted and shaded very subtly as well.
It's little strokes, so it looks.
Yeah, it's almost like a leathery sort of look to the black areas.
I want to just show you this here, the Doug the Fungus stuff. I know we've seen it before.
We have seen tons of Doug the Fug.
I love what he's done with his shield here, because it looks as if,
The point has been used as something to.
the point has just been used to just let you wouldn't put shields down after a war or a battle gracefully. You just like throw it into the ground.
jab it into the ground, or
Yeah.
probably has jabbed it into a few people's faces as well.
And it's clear that this has been what happened. He does so much detail in the shield that there's like a lot of detail on the horse as well, but on the actual model, like he's kept it quite plain, and I think it works quite nicely because all your attention goes to the shield and the horse anyway.
Yeah, it's creating a focal point which allows you to take some certain liberties on some details and then leave others looking a bit more simple. I mean, that's that lineup. That's all shields to me. That you look at the shields and you go, wow.
Yeah.
Do you want to know why they had shields like that? Those long teardrop shields?
Oh, go for it, Ben. Educate us.
Easier to cut.
Well, according to this dude, god damn it! Right, according to this guy on TV, right? It was because what would happen is when they would have them on their side, so when they charged forward with their horses and threw their spears or their javelins, when they turned around, the long style of the shield would protect the flank of the horse. So it would meant that the back of the horse was always protected, as well as the side of the rider as they turned away from the charge and the throw.
So when they were presenting the biggest profile to someone who could be throwing something back at them, they had a shield in the way. That's
Oh, what was the guy's name? It's gonna. Anyway, carry on.
Going to get on your nerves, Ben, isn't it? You don't swear.
And we have now. Oh, this is kind of cool. Because Sundancer, I don't know if you've made this, but this is like a little tray insert for the base.
I'm pretty sure he's made it.
Yeah, Mike Glodes. That's the guy who taught me that. So, if you heard that.
Yeah, we heard it.
Yeah, definitely, we heard that.
Yeah.
This is kind of interesting because it's not often you see like handmade inserts.
See, he's using balsa wood again, which is
cheap and
it's
easy
cheap and
to cut.
Stupidly easy to cut. Yeah. And if you seal it with a bit of a very thin PVA glue, then it's rock solid. And it's really, really cool little job.
That's a really good idea to make the inserts for Star Wars. There's so many models, and they're so easily, so easy to pick out. Is it stormtroopers or rebels?
You're all losing yourselves for words here. Like, you're all struggling with your language today.
Yeah.
Sundancer,
it's okay.
Are you planning to make more of those trays to stack things up? And if you are you considering putting magnets on the top of the 4 uprights to magnetize the trays together so they don't slide about?
Mm-hmm.
He's already just said he'll do a second one, so I mean, yeah, that would be a nice little racking system you could make, and it would be fairly inexpensive.
Next up, we have Boothie. He's been currently running 500 point challenge, where him and a few mates been painting for 40k for every 6 weeks. I really like these. I have one issue though, and that's the lighting on the claws, and particularly here. I think we want to make this discussion point in a post later, but because it's here now, we can talk about it. I think the lighting is a little bit off, mainly because, like, on this sword, and you were explaining this, John, earlier, that if it's bright enough to make a white shine on the armor, it should be covering pretty much the whole base.
Yeah, the residual glow should basically be casting almost half of the figure in light of some description.
Right.
We're not saying that this is badly executed. We're saying that this you can apply more to it, but maybe I think it's been over applied on one piece and other locations on the model have been ignored. Now maybe that's because they're trying to paint stuff quick and do their challenge and stuff like that. I'm totally cool with that.
Yeah, a good thing to look at is the Umbra. I don't know if you've heard about this before, John.
Kinda.
Oh, that's a
really bad.
It's a bad image, but we can bring it in Photoshop here. Now the Umbra is pretty much the midpoint between a shadow and the light source. So if we zoom in here, hopefully you'll be able to see this. So the Umbra is the shadow here, and then I forget what the name of it is around it. Penumbra, yes, thank you, John. So the light source hits the thing, and then you can see the immediate shadow, which would happen on the other side of this armor, like on the other side of the helmet. You'd have the shadow here. However, there's like a slight fading point between the light, because the light source is surrounding. So it's a good idea to maybe look at some examples of good lighting where the Umbra is very blurred. So that would be if the light was farther away from the object, which it isn't in this case for these weapons, but it's a good practice in lighting, I think.
The main thing really, like, you're not looking so much at the shadows and stuff, but you're actually looking at in this case, the weapon is the light source. And it would, if you take do you like the lamps we have near the long fluorescent tubes?
Yeah.
If you take one of those, switch it on, and hold it like a sword in one hand,
yeah, that's a good example.
That's exactly what you're going to see. But it's going to bathe you, at least half of you, or the portion that it's facing, in a lot of light. But it's just down to practice makes perfect. It's down to just figuring out yourself how far you want to take a certain technique and stuff.
Yeah, I think Umbra is Latin for shadow. However, I remember learning about it in university, and that's what we called it. So I didn't know back then, but I learned about it. So as John says, like, if you want to practice lighting or something, get a fluorescent tube and take a picture of yourself with it, just to see how far the shadow, or even look at actually Star Wars lightsabers.
Yeah.
Just
yeah.
Look at how far the light travels, because I think for these models, I think the light is too short.
What I would also suggest, before you go to even paint a miniature, now this is something I haven't tried, it's an idea that just popped into my head, and I thought that might be a cool way to try things out, is take one of your miniatures, have it in like a black primer or a black coat of paint, set it down on some black paper or black material so that practically through a camera lens you see nothing.
Yeah.
And then get a little LED torch and shine it at certain locations, and you can see very clearly where the light's going to hit.
Yeah.
So
before you airbrush it or anything?
Yeah, so even if you take a little LED, like the wee cheap ones we used for the Fabled Realms bootcamp,
Yeah, or
little
even
screw ones that you
actually
get for the inside of balloons,
the torch in your phone.
or a torch in your phone, and actually hold it where you want the light source to be,
Yeah.
then snap a photo of that, and now you have your shading
You have
and
your profile.
highlighting reference.
Uh-huh.
Might be an idea to do. I think a few people do that.
That said, these look amazing
Yeah.
if they were, if it was like frosted, if it would be ice or something. If the weapons were like frosted, because that would be the perfect depiction of
Like a permafrost building
Yeah.
up over the armor. Yeah.
yeah. But because
It's a very stylized, like, comic book look.
Yeah.
So, but it works. Yeah. But obviously, as you guys have been saying, there are some other ways you can approach it and stuff. So,
yeah.
yeah.
But
It's
you know,
all-
don't listen to us. This is just us talking nonsense about how you should paint your models.
Umbras and penumbras.
Yeah, don't ever take our stuff. Take it with a pinch of salt, and only as a suggestion. Meanwhile, we have Laughing Boy. I didn't even have to look at his username because I recognized it immediately. He's been working on his Skaven for his two sons, I believe. I really like. He says he's not. I think he mentioned that he wasn't as happy with the ones on the right hand side because he didn't take as much time with them. But I think they look great, and I love how like cartoon. It's almost like the cell shaded look to them. I really like it.
It's beautiful highlight.
I'm not a fan of Skaven or rats, but I think these look really good.
Yep. No, excellent work.
What do you think, Jared? I'm not going to do the accent.
He's just looking at it going, I hate rats.
Amanda's now next working on Veteran Guardsman for a support detachment for the Space Wolf Army. These are a little bit different colour because it's added a little bit of like the olive green into it.
Yeah,
I think I've seen them.
It seems like she's going for like this your standard guard trooper uniform, but it's been accented with a bit of the Space Wolf's colour, and then their own. Well, essentially the red shoulder pads and the blue are the Space Wolf's colours anyway. So it's kind of like their homage to being part of being a support detachment, perhaps. This is what I love about 40k 8th edition, though. Is you can, if for any of your like non-fancy games, you just pile a bunch of people in.
I like how we have Rusty come in with Dagwood Photobomb. We have the creator of Dagwood in the studio as well. But he's not here right now, he's on his lunch. I'll let him know that Dagwood has been mentioned. Praise be Dagwood. You don't know about Dagwood,
No,
John.
I don't
It's
know
okay.
about Dagwood.
We'll teach you the ways of Dagwood at some point in the future.
Okay. You can tell how enthused I am.
Lauder is working on some War Machine. I was going to say I really like the bases, and then I realised they're milk bottle turtles. Because I thought this was a cool idea for like a kind of a base in this thing. I don't know, it wouldn't work for 40k, but I think it would work pretty cool for Necromunda. It's got that orange
Alright,
blue.
okay.
No?
Fine,
Just me.
whatever, yeah.
All right.
Imagine that as what you gave in edition, though, as in you finished the painted model, but you left it on the base that you painted it on, so it had all your work encrusted into the stand that you did it all on. That'd be kind of cool, actually. Yeah.
It'd be a painter's vignette.
Yeah.
I love the Widowmaker's unit. The amount of I was gonna say brass, but it's gold. It's gold. The amount of gold in there is class, and it makes the female Widowmaker just look even more badass. Really nice.
That huge sniper. I love the models in these because they always have the snipers on the poles.
With the shooting sticks, yeah. Awesome.
A nice wash over those, and then a bit more highlighting, and they'll be tip top. So
Sundancer worked on some. This was a really nice touch to the Star Wars measuring sticks. Because it never occurred to me to paint those.
We've had to paint ours.
Have we?
We had to paint ours because we had a few comments where people we can't see what you're doing with the measuring stick. And it's like, John, paint the rod. And I was like, okay.
How many times have you had that asked to you?
In truth, too many times.
Here you go, John.
Shoop
has been
painting Messerschmitt 109s. And they are looking great. He's went for a brighter yellow than what I did. And he's doing modelling as well. We can't see it that well.
Yeah,
but he's doing modelling down the sides.
Yeah, hopefully we get a better picture of that style there, because that would be really nice to see how that's come out.
Yeah, when those are finished, I really want to see good high-res images of those.
Sweet. This is what the Ophidians look like on the bases. I remember reading that Chris said that he kept the bases quite minimal because the maps
are very busy looking.
Yeah.
The whole feel of that as a whole thing is just really busy looking, but it has that epic sense to it.
It does. That's very. I think Chris did an article about hybrid a while back for us. I'll see if I can find that. But yeah, it's really cool seeing more of that stuff on the tabletop and how it all works together. Because then you get an idea of how the paint schemes are informed by the environment that the game grows in, if you know what I mean. Which is cool. So,
John, I think you'll like this. Me and Ben both love this on the forums. It's a little temple dojo.
Oh yes.
Been working on, and I want to say that this is the best flocking of grass that I've ever seen.
Some of the best static grass work I've seen in a while. Yeah.
It's turned out really, really nicely.
Oh,
how cool that is!
Just so adorable.
It turned out really nice, and this is MDF. I thought it was Plastcraft because I know Plastcraft do these kind of like huts as well.
That's beautiful work.
As Tim has said, the grass is perfect on this. Yeah, this is lovely. He says he's going to be playing. Actually, I don't know what he said he was playing on it. But next we have here we go. Ben. This is a very sexy temple.
It is a goddamn.
Do you want to talk about some of your listed eye stuff, Ben?
Yeah, so this is one of the other characters from it. So this is Salian Trollblood. One of the big things about the Elf King is that all their characters, basically, all you need to play the game is like 19 models, effectively. So you buy these sets of different companions that will work for any of the Thanes, and then each of the Thanes that you pick up, each of the different elves from the different circles, will act as your sort of thing that sets everybody apart from everybody else. So Salian's one of these guys. In his background, he was trapped and held captive by the trolls for 2,000 years, but after sort of 1,000 years, the troll prince let him out of the dungeon and taught him the ways of the trolls and gave him a special blade, and so now he has the blade that you see there, but he's also got a dagger, which I don't think you can see it on the back of the model there. And what it does is when it strikes elves, it leaves their wounds open and bleeding. So yeah, it gives you a little bit of an idea of the world of the Elf King that's coming out. It's a very bloody, nasty, horrible, old school fantasy world based on mythology and stuff. But yeah, I really enjoy painting these models. It's the first time that I've ever gone in and done something with entirely different skin tones. So I obviously went with the green for the first guy that used for Lorik, and I've done Orlea, who's like the pirate queen. I've done her in blue, but then it was really nice painting Salian up in the red and I was really worried that the red wasn't going to work very well to begin with, but I think it's turned out quite nicely. I also call this guy Elf Sting because he just looks like Sting. So yeah,
he does.
Yeah. But yeah, I also took some of the stuff that people have been saying in the forums about the basing, and so I mixed it up a bit here and did some Agrellan Earth with some longer grass tufts and some of the meadow stuff as well. But,
I like what Amanda has said here. When you stab something with a knife, it tends to leave the wound open and bleeding.
I suppose what I should say is that it leaves it so that it can't be healed. It just forever bleeds. So.
Okay. I like the cape work you've done here, Ben.
Yeah.
Thank you
There's
very
a nice
much.
texture on that. Very good.
Oh wow.
I love the colours on these.
Oh
Yeah.
my. That is a really beautiful color scheme.
This just reminds me of Disney's Robin Hood.
Mm-hmm.
The reason I like these is because it immediately allows you to get stuck into what Burrows and Badgers is all about, and that's that narrative. Because when he picked up these models, he immediately wanted to have some way of tying them together, and so he's done them as this Swiss Guard look, as he says in the comments there. And I just think the colours work so well, and it's really nice to see the models all come together nicely. The fur work as well, because the fur for these kind of these models can be done in two ways. You can either do it as basically just a base colour and then a wash over the top of it, or you can then go the extra mile, as he's done here, and paint the extra detail onto the tail, as you can see, and everything. And it just pops so nice.
I went way over the top on the fur of my squirrel because there was so little of it. I wanted it to be quite stand out and very recognizable. So I ended up mixing the base color.
Yeah.
And then after that, I started adding a bone white to that base color. And every time I added a drop of that, mixed it up, and then dry brushed it on. So there's about 4 dry brushes in the fur.
I think,
and then a wash.
I think a lot of people would probably give that approach, just to dry brush onto the fur.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually going to take it home and actually just highlight the fur some more because it's not where I want it to be. It's
the
it's
Wargamer's dilemma.
I'm happy with the armor. I
Or the
really wanted
painter's
the armor
dilemma.
to be dark, and as a lot of people are doing, like a darker armor and then focusing on the fur of it.
Yeah, I don't want to harp about it too much, but with Burrows and Badgers, one of the big things I've realised with their miniatures range is that their miniatures are so easy to paint.
Yes.
Like the way that they've been sculpted, you get very clear defined areas of model to paint with, and because you're challenged to paint in brighter colours as well, I think it means that they stand out and pop very, very easily from just using basic techniques. So, but yeah, buy more Burrows and Badgers. Hashtag shill.
Do you have like stocks in Burrows and Badgers, Ben?
I think they're emailing him privately.
Maybe.
Ferreted away. They give me nuts every time I talk about their models.
Did you just say ferreted away?
Yes. Yeah.
Moving on. Fullhammer has worked on this amazing
This mech
looking
is
mech. The
brilliant.
Mud Skipper, is it? Yeah.
Yeah, a converted mud skipper. Really, really cool.
His paint scheme reminds me so much of Thomas Menes stuff as well, because it's got that really. There's no shine to it at all. It's got that nice matte look to it, and how he does his like paint chipping is the black, and that's pretty much how like Menes did it.
Yep.
And I think you are the same person. I'm convinced.
There's an interesting thing that he raised as well, because he's talking about how whenever we've talked about his models before, we've talked about how clean and cut, almost like action they look. But he actually went the extra step here and did the battle damage onto these, which I thought was really awesome. So obviously you can see all the paint chipping and the gouges that have been taken out of the model as well.
Yep.
And it works so nicely. So yeah.
It does look clean, but you still have the blending.
Yep.
I don't know how you achieve it, because I want to try and do it, but I can't.
I love that it's called the Battling Mama as well.
Yeah, I just seen that.
Yeah.
Really excellent work.
It's too good. Very, very good. Awesome. Also, by the way, we featured your work months ago, back in February, talking about... John, you've got a piece of paper on your foot. Got for your golden button, and you weren't able to access it, and now it has been fixed. So I hope you enjoy your golden button. Moving on, Swordrill has been making a few models for Cyberpunk project. These look really nice as well.
The little drone is cute.
Isn't it?
Yep. He's really, really cute.
I like this guy's calves. He clearly does
He
squats.
never misses a
Or
leg
not
down.
calves, his quads.
Never
My
misses
goodness.
a leg day.
The drone is a 3D print, he says. Or Tim says, sorry. So,
That's very cool.
yeah.
Mm.
I like what people are doing now with the 3D prints. Age Runner for life. Good stuff. I like all these bases as well, that they're all different.
Mm-hmm.
They're not matching. So yeah, it's good for a skirmish game that you have different bases. Meanwhile, Dodger's working. Is this more Infinity? Yeah, it is. Yujing.
Oh, they're from the Pulp Figures range. Oh, I love the pulp stuff. Man, they just. But anyway, sorry.
I want to point out like how the detail in the trousers of these,
Mm-hmm.
like the creases. Fantastic work, and the blending mode as well, just into this.
The hair's the standout thing for me there. I like the way that's been done. It looks really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. Oh, what is this? I didn't see this thing. Started a tree trunk a long while back. Just made the tree trunk and painted up along with the other smaller ones in the last picture. Hadn't originally based it because of the tunnel going through it. We based and blend smaller ones. Pretty good for indoor. It does look pretty good for indoor.
Mm.
How did you make it though? Is this like? This looks like the stuff you'd put on window frames.
Yeah, it does look a bit sort of like a silicone-esque sort of filler.
Yeah. That's really cool. Yeah. It's like something you'd see in a swampy lands, as he says. So
Yeah.
like
Out
Dagobah.
in that swamp.
Dagobah. Yeah.
You just need a TIE fighter stuck in a lake.
Yeah.
Toshkeen says, "I hope that's a cake."
It does look a bit
From
like
top
a cake.
down, yeah.
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 That's cool.
Mm.
There's something different in this week. Very cool. I like it.
That's clearly where Luke went to have his little vision quest thing. So, yeah.
Someone's asking about the size of the Wolfen in confrontation. Yeah, they're actually quite big in compared to the other models. Very interesting. We're halfway there, Ben. Living on a prayer. So some more work on the guardsman from Amanda. Great work as per usual. I love how clean you've got the olive green. Really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Now look at this thing. My goodness.
Oh.
Got some Age of Sigmar.
Yes. Len Thalas had been painting up the Stormcast Eternals, and that I really like the model that comes in there. That's a model from the Corbucks, I think it is, the Lord Teletant of the Dracoth, yeah. Just looks absolutely amazing. I love the way that it's done with like high contrast work to everything. Just works so well. And even though it's the blue based on the armor, it's put it in a way that really works against the blue of the Dracoth's flesh as well, which is really nice. Yeah.
I love the black armor.
Yeah, I like these black and gold armored ones. These are
Oh,
really
yeah.
cool.
It's that bird, that hunting hawk as well.
Are these the bases that come with Age of Sigmar now?
They are, yes, yeah. All the Shadespire stuff comes with sculpted bases, so
Those are really nice.
Yeah, alright, actually. Stop tempting me with this stuff.
you should just play some Shadespire then.
No, I should just buy more Burrows and Badgers. Shut up.
There you go, yeah.
Well, won't say no to that. So
Long Lee, thank you very much for following. How convenient, because we're looking at tanks.
Looking at Andy's T-34 and Russian troops and Russian tank riders, which look
Has he
amazing.
converted these to put them on the tank?
You can buy Russian tank riders, I believe.
Yeah?
Yeah. As far as I know. I think he's actually lurking in the chat somewhere, so he might be able to tell you.
I love the atmosphere you get from this.
That it's really busy looking, but it's still telling you what's going on.
Uh-huh. Next up, we have more Gangs of Rome from Panzer Kaput. I wonder if we'll get a comic series out of this one. I love the butcher. I think we could do a little bit more. I don't know why, because a butcher's cloth is always white, and I suppose it's always white for hygienic reasons. And but then again, this looks like a butcher who just does not care anymore.
Yeah, he looks a bit past his best.
Yeah, I think I would just recommend a little bit of white highlight just on the top. But then again, I don't know. 'Cause yeah.
Andy says in the chat there that the Russians are converted plastics. So excellent work.
Cool.
Really
And that
nice.
butcher is situated in I think it's the sort of part-built temple that you get in the Blood on the Aventine set from for Gangs of Rome, which is cool. So very nice indeed. I think I believe that I think I believe that the model itself has some really cool uses in the game. Like he obviously is a butcher and he's a big nasty man, but he will actually take away your gang members and may end up cutting them up to make them into pies and stuff.
That's a good point, actually, that Dave has pointed out that if Roman butchers would have access to white linen or leather aprons. So, yeah.
Yes, Sam, I have to believe.
Ben might believe it.
I have a feeling now that there's a lot of BOW staff in the chat here that aren't actually doing any work at all.
This is our time to not do work. How dare they interrupt her procrastination time?
Meanwhile, Speeder.
Got a cool speeder here. This is.
Somebody to tell Warren about this. Get this onto our tables.
If we tell Warren, he's going to buy 5 of them.
Yeah.
You know he's going to buy 5 of them. Because I've just finished weathering 8 X-Wings and recoloring at least 3 of them.
I'm still waiting for what do you call episode 7?
Oh yes, it's an A-wing. It's an A-wing.
Oh yeah.
I'm waiting for episode 7 where what do you call her finds
Ray
finds
Ray Fiennes.
the little bot. Let me. I have no idea what names things are now in Star Wars.
Sorry, Amanda. It's 8 X-Wings in total. 8 X-Wings, but I had to recolor 3 of them to be a blue squadron instead of red squadron. Because so many comments were like, "Oh, by the way, are you just going to keep all 8 of them as Luke Skywalker's one?" And I was like, "Excuse me." It's like they're all red 5s. It's like,
I'm waiting for him to bring in the big cow thing, in which is catching BB-8 in the very first scene that you see him in with Rey.
oh, that robotic, sort of weird.
I'm waiting for him to buy one of those next. Just to
That's
have
just
in
Tito.
Just to have in the scene, just to like walk around and just get in your way during battles.
That's just Tito. He's got no respect for anyone.
There we
Good
go.
quoting.
John's going to be in the next movie.
I'm going to be the stand-in for Ray.
Yeah, I can see that already.
Oh yeah.
You put some clothes on.
Could you at least put a shirt on?
The weathering on this, by the way, is amazing.
I do believe that Warren will probably have a few of those if we can find a good place for them.
More Legion stuff as well, which is nice. It's cool to see people are taking the attention to do stuff which is terrain based rather than just painting minis all the time, because that's pretty much what I would do. I forget the terrain all the time. Neo Scream, he's got
He's
quite
been
a
working on this.
large Iron Man
He's
model.
been working on this Iron Man model now for a while.
Yeah, so he wanted to clarify that it's not a Bandai kit, but it's a Mobius kit. But there was no scale mentioned anywhere. He was saying so.
It looks about 1/16.
And he also posted up his Shadespire stuff. The only thing recommend that I would do for these is a little bit of anti-shine. They look very, very shiny. It might just be your photography in which your flash is beaming up every highlight it has possible, but I think it's a little bit shiny than... I think a little bit of anti-shine could really bring it up and improve it a lot.
True dat.
This is the little gun. Like, you got ammo for this?
Guys, not working. Help.
It won't make the ping when I finish.
It doesn't make the ping. This isn't a proper Garand.
Is this my gun?
Yeah.
Who dropped their gun?
Flashes of Moana again. It's so shiny.
Dunham is working on more Burrows and Badgers as well. I think the fox is really cool.
The fur on that is beautiful. Really well done. And again, I can't express enough how great the faces on the Burrows and Badgers minis are. I mean, like, even my little squirrel looks angry, even though he can't express with his eyes because they're essentially just black orbs.
They all look furious.
Squirrels look furious anyway.
Yeah. They have such great facial expression.
Furious furries.
And the less said on that, the better.
Now we have... Oh, is this the thing that I like?
These are the core warriors from Confrontation.
Uh-huh. You can see what Chris's... like his work in progress stuff here as well. Makes you feel a little bit better that, you know, he's not doing anything different from the rest of us. But he just achieved such a fantastic end result.
Amanda really loves showing off with these gifts.
I love the bit of, like, I assume that's just a little bit of a twig that they've found. Adds a lot of character to the base.
The spaniel looks amazing too.
The spaniel reminds me of like some assassin, some female assassin, ready to pounce. Which wouldn't be wrong, because spaniels are just known for pouncing around the garden.
They're very jumpy little buggers.
Next up we have Graham and this weird and wonderful... I don't know what these are.
It's stuff from Ogre.
We saw these last time as well, and I'm still dumbfounded by them.
Screaming Captain Scarlet at it.
Proper retro sci-fi stuff.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Ogre.
Yeah.
Now we have Tuffy
ears. Remember, it's
my
Tuffy
little
ears.
baby. This is terrifying looking.
Yeah.
I know you have to normally say that babies look beautiful, but...
No, you don't, Ben.
No.
Babies all look like tiny potatoes. I don't care what you say, it's my stance.
It's only when they reach the age
all opinions are my own and not the responsibility of Beast of Wars, but babies look like tiny potatoes.
Babies look like tiny potatoes until they turn 18 and then they just become burdens.
They look like tiny potatoes with hair. This looks appropriately gruesome.
Yes. I would, and I'm going to say it because I think we could actually afford to get a bit of gloss varnish in on this.
Yeah,
in more,
especially in the intestines.
Yeah, in more places, I think a bit more gloss would do with this. Do you well on it.
I hate looking at this model because it always just reminds me of
Scroll then if you don't like looking at it.
How much like highlighting I would need to do to it, because I'm a highlighting fiend.
Yeah.
This is all about highlights for me.
Moving on.
Need some drooling around the mouth, apparently. Nomad Wanderer, I assume you're a new person to the scene, so thank you very much for joining here at Beasts of War and posting your work as well. This is
fantastic.
Utterly fantastic.
And it's bloody great.
I like seeing stuff like this that's weathered up.
Oh my god, look at the...
Yes.
Look at the colour of the
heated up metal.
The heated, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's good. Yeah. Oh.
I hope that's colour shift paints to make me feel better.
No, it won't be. That'll be airbrushed metallics or tints or inks.
Wow.
And it's gorgeous. Getting that right, though, getting the ratio of the different colours right is something that I'm struggling with.
kind of makes you want to collect like a whole army of knights, doesn't it?
Yeah, and just do something amazing like that every one of them.
Yeah. I saw someone who'd done a whole bunch of Imperial Knights themed after the Avengers. So you had like one that was done after Captain America, one that was done after Hulk, one that was done after Thor, etc. It was all very good. So.
Very cool. Oh, Brushstroke has shown off his hobby room. Oh yeah, so you got a hobby god bag as well. It's private place. That's really nice.
Is it stuffed with like empty plastic bags as well, just to make it sit just right? Oh man, I am so
these
jealous of
paintbrushes
this
as
space.
well in the tubes.
Yeah.
Looks like it. I assume it's only looking bare at the moment because you're moving stuff into it.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't wait to see the final like result of showing off everything.
Or is it just room for expansion?
Yeah.
I think it's room
so.
for expansion. And I think your significant other should be incredibly worried about the empty shelf space.
It's a great full set of hero quests and stuff there as well. It's really nice. I want to see those miniatures in close up. I want to see those heroes.
Yeah.
See how they've turned out because they look really cool from here. So.
Yeah, here's the hero quest stuff here.
The display looks class. Really nice.
Yeah. What you've done here with the display is just really clean and really nice. Like, what's this here? Kings of War? Or
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings below the big castle bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Lord of the Rings, yeah. It seems to have all its place. And I assume once you fill it up with more of your minis and stuff, it'll look phenomenal. It'll look a great place to show off to your friends and family.
No, really excellent.
Awesome. Okay, that's been all of this thread. My goodness, we've spent an hour and 40 minutes just looking through that thread. Thank you very much for posting your work.
The dude who says that they were airbrush colours over gunmetal, and he's posted some of his stuff recently, including some non-metallic metal Stormcast as well. So cool. There we go.
So if you want to come across to beastofwar.com, you can click up here on community and into the forums. You can see and post up all of your work as well from us. To create an account is totally free, but if you wish, you can join Backstage for a 7-day free trial and see all of the goody stuff that we supply as well in Backstage. So whether that be painting guides, terrain guides, you name it, we have it. It's all there under the name of Hobby, and you get first batch at boot camps and some really cool interviews as well. And if you want to show off in the real world, wherever that may be, or to your granny, you can buy some merch at beastofwar.equid.com. Next up, by the way, did you know it's my birthday? Yeah! A confetti gift has paid off greatly.
It has. You're overusing it now.
No, never. Don't worry, John. When it's your birthday, we'll do the same.
No, we won't.
We'll do a minimal amount.
What if we did it with tanks falling from the sky?
Do you know what's worse?
Little
though?
tanks.
I just checked the calendar. My birthday is on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yes.
Should we get little tanks that just like rumble across the screen for you?
How far
Yeah,
away
yeah.
Is it actually? What date is it? Chuck the calendar up there. How many weeks are we away from it?
Right. When's your birthday?
We are it's 9th May.
Okay. 3 weeks out.
3
weeks out, boys and girls.
Time to make gifts. Woohoo! Gifts and all sorts.
Send your tanks to John at beastofwar.com. John will love your tanks.
Right, shall we push on? Shall we
Yes.
talk a little more and then wrap ourselves up?
Hasdrubal has been working on some Perry miniatures stuff as well, and he's been doing these in batches of 4, which baffles me because the amount of detail he's put into these is incredible. Also the amount that he's done. It's incredible.
Oh god, yeah.
For painting these in batches of 4, you have spent an awful long time doing that, but it works. It works really well.
The amount of detail into these.
Yep.
It's getting the white right as well with the trousers and stuff is very, very. It's come across very nicely. Yeah.
I don't think he likes painting horses. He built the bane of his painting existence. Horses. Also, Warren's not here for it, but we have
Sharkarosaurus.
Sharkarosaurus.
We have that exact same one in here, don't we?
I think we do. I think it's in
It's
the
on the
Weekender
weekend set.
Yeah.
I like what he's done here, though. He's showing off all of his work so far, just continuing on, like showing the entire start process all the way to the finish. And you can see that he's going to be doing a great job on these as well, judging from his very first post. But it's just nice to see that, like, he's working on highlighting the horses. And if you want to find some tips on how to paint large scale armies like this, this is probably a very good choice to go into and just get some inspiration from it, because there's a lot of detail and stuff working in this. Like, look at just seeing the horses being built and then worked up like this is incredible. Well done to you.
Yeah, beautiful work. And he's watching on YouTube as well, so hello. Nice.
Thank you very much for posting your work in with us.
And importantly, at the bottom of that, we see some 6mm stuff as well, which is really cool. And I'd love to see more people doing more 6mm. Yeah.
Now, we had an email in today that Bacchus, Ben, is it?
Yes, Bacchus miniatures.
Now, we're going to tease it now, but Bacchus are willing to give away a select number of 6mm minis for people to paint. But the only caveat is that they need to be unwilling to paint 6mm. So, I think in his email he said that a lot of people are always adverse to painting 6mm because it's too small and it's too difficult to paint. But if you think about painting 28mm and doing highlights on eyeballs or eyelids and stuff, what's really the difference? So he wants to put out a challenge to the Beast of War community that they will give away free selection of 6mm miniatures, but you have to be unwilling to paint it.
And I'm noticing how negative the chat has suddenly become.
You have to be, in your participation, you have to be someone who hates painting 6mm, but also willing to accept the challenge to try it out for yourself and become a 6mm.
What sort of minis are we talking at 6mm then?
I'm not sure. I think it might be free of your choice, but we'll get back to them by the email, because we were sent the email today and they were proposing the challenge, so I think we're very up for it.
Well, if the challenge does it, then I'll take it on as well and give.
But I think it's only going to be happening after Beast of War 2.0 kicks off. So we have a little bit of time, so keep an eye out for that and get your 6mm practicing in to see.
Joe, what we could potentially do?
What?
Could do a 6mm painting stream.
We could do
And
6mm. It's my birthday. I'll turn these off, don't worry.
Yeah, okay, please
clean it up.
But maybe doing a stream where all of us that are on the challenge sit down and I'll live stream painting mine and other people can be like, I hate this, and then leave.
We need macro lenses then.
We do.
Blackmail 84 just says, still no.
Okay, next up, I wanted to show off Atlantis Miniatures Dwarves by Gorillawithabrush. Mr. Alan O'Brien has been working his butt off on these miniatures, and they look amazing.
They are purty dwarves.
I saw
dwarves.
these minis unpainted though at Salute, because unfortunately the minis he sent over were stuck in transit and didn't get there to Salute on time, I think. I don't know if they came later on, but whenever I was speaking to him in the morning, that's what happened. But you can clearly see here, pictures I don't think do these minis justice, to be honest.
These are some excellent pieces of work, and we've seen a couple of the work in progress images a few weeks back, and they were beautiful.
Yeah.
Really, really striking, really gorgeous and characterful models.
Even ignoring how amazing the dwarves are themselves and their sculpts and the paints, he's freehand painted the bases as well. I'm nearly sure, and like the runes on the script.
Yep, that's what I was just about to point out.
The texture on just the variety of clothing that he has really made each character their own, rather than just painting up a bunch of dwarves.
They've really come to life in their own right, which is really nice to see.
Do you have a favorite out of these? I think I like the this guy here. If I could show my mouse.
Yeah.
I really like this running dwarf.
Ben,
do you have a favorite?
I like the lady in the top right with the twin hammers. She looks awesome.
Yeah, she was definitely up there for my choice, but I'm actually kind of going for this lady over here in the middle.
John likes this one here, in the middle on the left-hand side.
Ah, yes, very cool. Yeah, it's nice to see people doing female dwarfs and doing something cool with them as well. So yeah,
giving them a lot more hair.
And as J.R.R. Toshkin says as well, Gorillawithabrush streams weekly on Twitch, so please go across and give him a like. Or a follow. If anyone can link his Twitch channel in the comments, please do. He's a very, very talented guy, and he deserves a lot more followers than he has. Fantastic stuff. Next up, let me go to the front camera for a second. Big floating heads I want to show off next. This, I shown John this earlier, and I can't really make heads or tails of it because it's so bizarre. It's a
Beholder.
Sorry?
Beholder.
Yes, a Beholder from D&D.
I believe this is one of the ones that ended up on a set of the Yogscast role playing.
Oh really?
Not the Yogscast. What's it called? Ah, god damn it! High Rollers. It ended up on the High Rollers stream. One of them did. Yeah. Just awesome.
So he had an old one, which he made out of polystyrene years and years ago, and he took it to events and stuff. But it slowly just wore and tore. And he's been using your method, John, of using the
EVA foam sheet. Yeah. With contact.
And it seems to be. I love this because it looks like something completely different. I don't know. It just reminds me of 90s childhood.
Yes.
But I love this because it shows like the progression of how he makes it and how simple it can be to make one of these of your own. I don't think I would make one of these myself, but I now think I would probably have the confidence to pull it off if I tried to.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's even using the same style of sheet as I am. I know exactly what it's like working with that foam sheet now, and making a sphere from it has got to be a pain, because it's bad enough to make something look flat and straight. Never mind doing a sphere like that. Really, really class work. I'd like to know what he's primed it with. I'm struggling with picking my paints and stuff for my power armor suits at the minute, to figure out what primers and paints would actually be suitable for them. He's been watching Evil Ted. Oh no!
So there you go.
Yeah, Evil Ted's got some great tutorials. How many of these has he made?
I think he made quite a few, because one is the main eye, and then he's currently working on a few different ones as well. I think he did some. He did some for Macrocosm, I believe, as well, because they did their Angry Balls Kickstarter at some point. So. I saw them at Salute and I couldn't help but laugh. Yeah, these are great.
Yeah, really good.
DJ something, thank you very much for following, and Dark Danigan, thank you also very much for following. It really helps our streams. Next up, we have a lot of stuff to get through, but we're going to next go to Assemble Then Paint, or Paint and Assemble. So this is a little discussion that came from our forums of in the Hobby and Painting Square. It was asking, do people like to assemble their minis first or paint then assemble? So it's a good discussion point of I personally would assemble them and then paint, but I've seen now with like bigger models, I think I would prefer to build in pieces and then paint.
Yeah.
But I just haven't had enough experience with it. John, do you have any?
I mostly fully assemble then paint. The only time I don't do that is when it's a scale model, where I will make sub-assemblies, fully paint them up, and then slap them together. But I don't do it on Wargaming minis at all. I honestly, because I like scale modeling for more of my painting thing and my detail thing, I don't feel like it's necessary to do that on Wargaming minis.
I think
tell me I'm entirely wrong, because everybody has their own approach and their main hobbies.
I think Sundancer is a good answer there. Is it depends.
Yes,
Depends on
it
the
depends.
model. Ben, do you have any thoughts?
I used to be just one of these people that really, really liked the building process and hated the painting side of things. And so for me, the whole thing was I just build these models in crazy configurations and then suck at the painting because I couldn't get my brush in anywhere. But now I kind of try and think about that a little bit more. So when it comes to a lot of sort of infantry or sort of human-sized models, I think my idea builds pretty much everything of the model apart from anything that I think will hide parts of it from the painting process. So for example, shields are painted separately, and occasionally sort of like backpacks potentially if they're wearing those kind of things. But otherwise, I tend to rely on the idea that once I've done all the base coating work and then I apply washes and shades, it kind of hides some of the mistakes and things you may have missed as well. So that's a big thing. So I'd never worry too much about it. But I think most of the joy comes from just assembling it and then going from the painting step onwards. And then just being aware of the things that you maybe can't reach with your brush. And then take that into consideration when you're looking at what to take off it. So,
Yeah.
Unless you're collecting Burrows and Badgers, in which case it doesn't matter.
All single pose metals. So
yeah. Next up, Ben, I wanted to now me and John looked at this earlier. It's a 3D model from Sordell. It's named appropriately in our little document of how does it turn, because John pointed this out to me, and now I can't stop but think about it.
yeah.
So this is a model that Sordell has been working on, and it looks amazing.
Mm-hmm. It's a very
let's
aesthetic
not
looking
ignore
bike.
that it looks amazing for what he's modeled here. However, we're wondering, how does it turn? How does it
steer?
How does it steer? Now I've rode a lot of motorbikes in my time, and I know that you can lean to turn, but this you need also a little bit of pivot. So how does
I reckon that wheel
this work?
section.
Google the 1929 Triumph bike. Okay, hold on.
Maybe it's like a Mario Kart thing. It
just like skid steers.
Yeah.
You drift.
It just deja vu's.
Yeah.
It pivots in the front axle.
Pivots on the front axle.
Turning is for losers.
Yeah. If you turn, that means less speed you can go.
Yeah.
So, right, we're looking at
So, I don't think this is the bike we're looking.
No, I don't think that's the bike that we're meant to be looking for.
No.
This is not the bike you're looking for.
Yeah. So, interesting. Horizontal rod pulled and pushed.
Yes, but how does that horizontal rod manage to turn the wheel when the verticals are holding the horizontals in place?
It's here as well that the wheel is being stuck in the body. So how does it turn?
It's traveling.
The body is stuck this way.
It's traveling through a cowling, which means that it doesn't have any lateral motion.
Let's see.
Oh! Alright, so how does this work?
Is this...
Oh, I see what he's done. On the 3D model, there's a cowling, and on the real machine, there isn't.
There we go.
So, scroll. Can you get closer to it?
I can bring it into Photoshop.
Yeah, bring it into Photoshop.
Jared Butler might have some things to say about it. Here we go.
Okay, so let's
That's
see.
a damn sexy bike. I don't know why it was Sean Connery.
Ben, seriously, man. Okay.
Okay, so if
Can we zoom in?
Yeah. How far do you want to zoom here?
I
John?
want to see the front wheel hub.
You want to see the front wheel? Okay.
Yes, I want to see the front wheel
Where are
hub.
we going here?
There. Oh, it's a ball joint. That's how it works. So it's actually...
So right here.
It's got a
So it
right
is-
angle piece.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
that
So it is
sits
actually
on-
a realistic bike as well.
Yeah, so it has the right angle piece that sits onto the hub, which has the bearings for the front wheel. That's ingenious. It's ridiculously complicated. And
Okay.
probably really stupid to fix.
I guess we've learned how it steers.
Yes.
How does it turn? We've done it, John.
It's going to be a new segment
Are you ready,
in
John?
every hobby hangout. How does it turn?
Are you ready? We figured it out, John. Confetti.
You're cleaning up that confetti.
It's easy.
We just did. It's fine. So now we know how the bike steers.
Finishing off, Ben, we want to look at now Burrows and Badgers has just came out. The rulebook, anyway. I should pronounce. John's finished his first mini, Burrows and Badgers. Fantastic job. We also want to point out that there is no downloadable PDFs for the Warband character sheets or anything like that. So Amanda has taken her time and created their own character sheets that you can too download and print off for your own stuff. And you can see you can download the sheet in the link down in her thread. Thank you very much for Amanda for that, and I'm sure it's going to help out a lot of people as well as Mike and Joe will probably see this and maybe amend it for downloadable stuff.
There are some you can get,
Yeah.
I believe. But I think the idea of what Amanda was doing was trying to make one that she could fill in digitally, I think. But yes, you can actually get one if I find you a roster. 1 second. 1 second. Don't rush me. Stop rushing me.
But yeah, looks great. Thank you
There we
very
go.
much because this works well. What's John about to do here? John's doing something. Guys and girls and aliens and all the rest, everyone we've had a great time this week on my birthday week. Thank you very much for joining us this week on Hobby Hangout. And remember, if you come across to beastofwar.com, you can see all the amazing content that we produce on a weekly basis. Let's mute ourselves here. Hopefully that has muted. Yep.
Yeah. Sweet.
And yeah, you can see everything that happens here at Beast of War. On the right hand side we've got news topics. On the left hand side we've got really cool content that we create ourselves. We put into this and we create cool videos, we create tutorials, we even have comic strips, unboxings, the salute stuff where you can win prizes. So much stuff is beyond mentioning. Cool
30
Let's
plus
Plays as well.
prizes.
Yeah.
30 plus prizes.
Yeah, and if you want to come across and support us, you can join for Backstage. You can get a 7-day free trial where you can check out some cool painting guides and so much more content. You can even see John on a daily basis streaming or painting up the Star Wars content.
I'm either streaming or vlogging, usually.
But yeah, that's all from us today. Thank you very much, Ben, for joining me in this hobby hangout.
No worries.
Thank you very much, John, for joining me as well this week.
I'm going to go and order more of these.
John, you're streaming tomorrow?
I am, yes.
What time? This time?
I am streaming from 1 p.m. BST for 2 hours.
Do you know what you're painting?
And yes, I do, and I believe it has something to do with the Prosonians.
Cool.
So it hasn't been long since I finished the army, and I'm now starting to revisit them. Which is fine. Which is fine.
An army is never done, John.
No, it's
An army
never
is
done.
never done.
Yeah, that's all from us this week at Hobby Hangout. Remember, come join us next week as well. Same time, Wednesday, 12 p.m. Come across.
12 p.m.
Join us in 3 weeks' time where it's going to be John's birthday. But in the meantime, it's my birthday! Yeah, I'll see you guys later. Goodbye. That's all from us at Hobby Hangout. Bye.